Last time, Lilia invited Langdon to her party. Langdon and Emily went to the party. Lilia and Hetty looked gorgeous in that party with their amazing dresses. When she entered the party, every noble's eyes were on her. They started to talk dirty about her. Like, if anyone marries her, he won't be coming out of the room for weeks. And they are also sure that only one guy is not enough to handle her. So they get ready to share her with others too. The old bald guy gets ready to be her husband and then share her with others. Hetty gets super mad after hearing them. But Lilia stops her, saying that they will not be able to see tomorrow morning. After that, she welcomes Langdon, the most famous man in the empire right now. They talk about some important matters, and she became very touchy with him. Next, Lilia has tied up Langdon in her web. And she tied him up because she wants to know why he came to her country. And she has also killed all the nobles who were eyeing for her rear side. So, something interesting happened an hour ago. Our beautiful elf waifu also came to the party in her beautiful white dress. However, whatever dress she wears, it looks naughty on her. Like always, she throws her assets on Langdon, making all the nobles jealous of Langdon for being able to swing two ladies. He scolds her for coming to that party without informing him. And she came there because she doesn't want to leave him alone with that Empress Lilia. In Elfria's eyes, Lilia is like that nine-tailed fox who extracts essences from men. Anyways, Hetty informs Lilia that it is about time that they should start the party. So she informs everyone that the dance party will start now. Everyone starts to dance with their partners. Lilia comes to Langdon and Elfria and asks Langdon to dance with her. Now how can he reject the Empress, so he dances with her. They look beautiful together like this, but someone is not happy seeing them like that. She also notices that there is another person who is not happy there. And it's Hetty. She is mad that Langdon got to dance with her Highness. He got to touch her like that. While dancing, Lilia asks Langdon why he came to her country, the country which is not doing that well. He could have gone to her neighboring country with his idea of movie and make even bigger profits there. But why did he choose her country? Her questions surprised him a little, but he informs her that he was not after the profits and was just thinking of changing the point of view of people towards the monsters and dungeon monsters. They dance beautifully. People are surprised to see them looking so good together. And the other two are super mad to see them like that. The music just went on. And they dance beautifully. People stop and started to watch their dance. And it seems like an uninvited guest have come to the party. But the two are just busy dancing. Langdon is grabbing every assets of Lilia. He is going to squeeze the energy from her. His hands is in the very important place of the country. But no knights or the guards of the country gives a damn about it. Anyways, in the Holy Church, Grace is informing the Pope about the party and all the corrupted nobles have gathered there. She is afraid that Lilia is going to kill all of them tonight. Next, Langdon and Lilia are still dancing, and she is asking about his goals for coming to her country. And nobles are super mad seeing her so close with Langdon. Then the old man standing next to that bald man gets his neck pierced. The blood splashes in the face of that bald man. Then he gets shocked to see a sword in his chest. And it's a lady in a maid dress that pierced his chest. After killing him, she starts to kill other nobles. And there are 3 of them. 3 ladies in the maid dress with some mark face mask. The noble starts to run towards the door, tries to open the door. But the door is locked from outside. Then the real party begins. Later, this massacre was known as the Red Dance. The maids slashes, cuts, and pierces those corrupted noble. After a few minutes, the hall is painted with red color. And in that red color, a stupid noble is asking for help from those maid. So the maid helps him by stabbing his head and freeing him from that world. Elfria takes out her staff, ready to protect herself and her lord. But Hetty stops her from using that staff. Langdon and Lilia are still dancing, and Langdon is confused and shocked about the situation there. Lilia tells him to focus on the hot lady he is dancing with, or he will get punished. Since he was not focusing on her, she punishes him by giving him a kiss and biting his lip. Langdon pushes her away, asking what is she trying to do there, and what did she just do with him? Well, she did something to bring out his real self, and she didn't expect the blood of the dragon to taste this good. Something starts to happen to Langdon. His heartbeat starts to beat super fast. He changes into his true self. Oh wait, only his horns came out. He didn't change into his true self. Like literally changing into his dragon form. And after that, the 3 maids use their chains to bind him. And Lilia is surprised to see that Mr. Langdon is actually Mr. Evil Dragon all along. Next, Emily is crying after seeing a head rolling to her. She doesn't want her head to roll like that. Then she remembers Elfria, the elf princess. She is sure that Elfria has some powers and will save her and Mr. Langdon from this mess. However, Elfria is happy with her situation. She's been never tied up like this before, so she is enjoying this new feeling. They sure knew how to tie her up, huh? On the other hand, Langdon has also been tied up but in a very different way than Elfria. And he is surprised thinking when did Lilia notices that he is a monster. And she knew that from the very first time she saw him. However, those weak chains are not going to stop him. He gets ready to break free himself. gets ready to transform into his dragon form. But, hey wait, something happens. Wait, nothing happens. He is also confused, thinking, why did nothing happen? Then something actually happens, his heart. His heart has also been tied up like his body. He wonders when did that happen? And that happened when Miss Lilia gave him a passionate kiss. He is shocked, thinking how could this happen to him? Him, the great sage, the great evil dragon lord. Then he realizes that Lilia is also not some ordinary woman. He is sure that she is also a great sage like him, a monster in the human skin. Seeing him confused like that, she asks him if he is wondering who exactly is she. She gets ready to tell him about everything, but before that, she sits in a very cultural position. Man, what a sitting position. She knows how to sit on a face or on the roaster that cocks every morning inside Langdon's pant. She tells him to cooperate with her, but he is not just going to cooperate with someone who just sealed his power and tied him up like that. But Lilia is also not backing down. She acts ready to do something with his women if he rejects her. And if he rejects her offer, Lilia gets ready to make that princess tied up or stick her with Langdon in an even more pervy way than she is right now. Beautiful Alria hears what that empress just said and asks Langdon to reject her offer right away. She wants to see what that empress can actually do. Seeing her acting like that, Langdon gets ready to accept her offer and cooperate with her. Then Hetty notices the people of the church are coming there. Lilia informs Langdon about the plan and all. The people from the church comes there, and it's the Pope with 4 beautiful saints, and are shocked to see the dead bodies of the nobles lying around like ants. He is mad because there are some people he knows and had plans with. They were like his underwear friends. Lilia welcomes the Pope in the party, though the party has now become a little bit messy. The Pope is mad, but he is inside the den of a hungry lioness. So he changes his attitude and thanks her for welcoming him in such a very messy way. And looking at Langdon, he asks her to explain to him what exactly happened there. She informs the Pope that it's the doing of that monster that is under her feet. He is the one who killed all those nobles. And she gets ready to give him a proper punishment for that. She also gets ready to explain about this situation more clearly and asks the Pope if he likes to have a tea with him, now that he has already came there. And she will also explain him about the situation there. However, Pope is not a fool like those other nobles. He declines her offer and gets ready to leave with his 4 saints. They leave from that place, and Grace is not happy with just leaving like that, because there were many nobles in there who were her allies. About that they can't do anything. The Pope didn't expect the Empress to take action so soon. And if they faced the Empress right now, they would have lost, because they were at disadvantage. But Pope also has his own plan about what to do next. Next, in the Hazlitt Manor, Hetty has come to wake her Highness, and she is in her maid dress instead of her night dress. And her Highness is sleeping with just her shirt on and nothing else. Wait, Hetty gets to see this view every morning. Hetty then opens the window. The bright light disturbs her Highness, so she hides her face under her pillow and shows her beautiful rear to us. At this point, Hetty starts to get mad because her Highness is not waking up. She tries to wake her up, but Lilia is not waking up. She asks for another 5 minutes, but it's already 9 a.m. Next, Hetty combs her hair, then cut and clean her nails, polish her foot nails, help her dress up. After a few moments, Lilia is ready to get to her work. She comes to her office. Hetty brings her some documents. After some times, the amount of work increases a little. After some more time, it doubles a little. And this is also her breakfast time. And now it's noon, and the amount of work has just reached its peak. And she is exhausted. And the way she is sitting is also very different. And she is spreading something. And this angle looks even more beautiful. After some times, Hetty comes with a tea for her Highness. But her Highness is not in her office. Where could she go? She is just enjoying some fresh air. Hetty tells her to get back to her work, or her work will pile up into a mountain, and other officials will have to help her, and they will not be happy with that, and she will be viewed negatively for not completing her work. But she just wants to relax for some time. Looking at that, but Hetty tries her best not to spank it, so she only grabs her hand and tells her to get back to her work. What happened here? It was only the story of Lilia and Hetty, and how they spent their time together. Anyways, next, now that they have killed the nobles, it's time for the cleanup. The maids are throwing those nobles in a cart like they are pigs, and Mines is spying on them. She is confused to see so many dead bodies of nobles, so she gets ready to go back and inform her Highness. After the cleanup, Lilia and Hetty are heading upstairs. Hetty notices that her Highness is not feeling well, and it looks like she is in pain, and she is looking cute. Her situation becomes worse, and Hetty starts to get worried about her Highness. Lilia realizes that something happened when she kissed Langdon, and it must be his dragon fluid. And because of that, the water is not stopping flowing down from her down part. So she tells Hetty to bring Langdon to her room. Next, Langdon and his party are in one room, and Alria is mad because of how he acted with that Lilia. Then she realizes something. and that is, he was enjoying it when Lilia put her leg on his face. She wonders if he has some kind of thing with ladies' feet, so she too puts her leg on his face. Not only on his face, she puts it in his mouth. Then Hetty arrives there and finds them in an awkward position. She orders Langdon to come with her because her Highness wants to talk with him, and his mouth is full with Alfrea's feet. Hetty then brings him to Lilia's room and tells him to wait for her Highness in there. Langdon comes inside and is surprised to see that there is only a bed there and no person. Then Lilia comes from behind. He turns his head behind and is shocked to see Layla in her birth dress. Well, not exactly in her birth dress. Anyways, she looks good in that. He starts to nosebleed after seeing her like that and asks for the reason she called him there. She comes closer, gets ready to give him a reason for calling him there, presses her big melons onto him, and pushes him down on the bed. And this is the reason for calling him. Now the hard work begins, and they tried to make it like the Japanese movies, blurring thing and all. She then shows him her two beautiful melons she always hide from others. After that, the author tells us to just imagine what they did that whole night. Just picture in your head, guys. Then after some hard work, she seems to have finally calmed down. Then Langdon wakes up. As soon as he woke up, he sits straight thinking what just happened, because he has his pants on. Lilia then greets him, and seeing how confused Langdon is looking right now, she informs him about everything she did to him when he was passed out. Dang girl, she squeezed everything when he was out. She shows him some more beautiful sides of her, which wakes up his little brother once again. This is too much for him. He is unable to hold on if she shows him those sides. Then she notices something big, and wonders if he wants to go for another round. However, he is fine. He doesn't want to waste any more time in those time-waste action. She then puts on her dress and gives him some information about herself, like how she doesn't want to be the Empress, and that she was a saintess before, and everything changed 10 years ago. 10 years ago, there seems to be some kind of attack going on here, and it's a dragon that is attacking the capital. The angry dragon burned down the capital. Soldiers are losing hope because there was no way they can beat a dragon. That's when a beautiful, strong-looking lady knight general came and gave them some hope. Her name is General Manali. She with her army got ready to fight that dragon, but none of their attacks worked on that evil dragon. The dragon just laughed at their weak-ass attacks, and then burned those army with his fire breath. And there was a carriage on the roadside watching everything. General Manali informed the one in the carriage that the situation is very bad, and that she can't handle that dragon. The one inside the carriage is a boy, or a girl, a prince or a princess, but his or her name was Wang or Richard. I don't know, I'm confused here. Richard got even more scared after hearing that the great General Manali is no match for that evil dragon. Then another lady appeared in the battlefield, and it's the saintess of this time. Soldiers are happy to see that their saintess have finally come to help them. She had raised their morale. And also something else. I mean, look at her. If you come to a battlefield in this dress, I just don't know what will happen to the army. Seeing such a beautiful lady with such a beautiful melons, the dragon wanted her to be his wife. He was ready to leave the capital right away if she became his wife and go to his cave right away. Brother Dragon can't hold on any longer. He needs to go to do potty. And the saintess has no interest in watching him doing potty. So she gets ready to burn the dragon with her staff. And she looks amazing with that crimson eyes. She looks way better than Lilia. Anyways, she chants her spell, and the dragon is way bigger than I imagined. She is like the same size as his horn. But size doesn't matter here. It's the techniques and spells that matters here. And this beautiful saint has mastered many of those. She blasted the dragon with her amazing spell, shocking everyone present there. Just when she thought that she killed that dragon, a man, who looks like the dragon but in human form, appears behind her. He quickly grabs her hand in Milk Factory so that she won't be able to use spells, and gets ready to make her his wife. And from that moment, the dragon and the saint disappeared from the country. Legend has it that the saint and the dragon died together. Lilia waited for her sister to come back home. She was still a little kid at that time, but her big sister never came back home. And as the time passed, Lilia was chosen as the saint and the new empress. And yes, that beautiful hot saint was Lilia's big sister. And Lilia was chosen as the new empress because the prince who we saw earlier in the carriage with that hot general was killed by some greedy ass noble. And it was the pope of that church that chose her as the new empress. However, it was not that easy for Lilia because there were many nobles who were planning to kill it. They sent assassins each and every day to kill her. So in return, she killed those nobles. She counterattacked them. But she also has this strange feeling that whatever happened today was all planned by someone. She still feels that the evil dragon that her sister killed is still lurking in the dark. And Langdon also noticed that the Pope seems little suspicious. The way he acted today and the reason why he selected Lilia as the new saint and the new empress. He finds something is off here. And for that reason, Lilia wants him to cooperate with her and help her find the solution behind that strange feeling. On that point, Langdon also finds it strange for a dragon to attack the capital for no reason, because he too is a dragon and he doesn't like to move his finger if it's not for the gold and money. And according to him, dragon likes to just spend their times with their golds and all, like he used to do. They will not attack any random city or town, unless the town or city has a treasure in them that attract the attention of a dragon. Lilia changes her expression after hearing about the treasure. She informs him that city has some secrets that the royals doesn't want others to find out. Now this changes Langdon's expression. Now he is sure that there is a treasure in the city. She tells him not to act smart because she can destroy him anytime she wants if she reveals his identity to the world, and that is why he should cooperate with her. Next, just like Lilia said, there is actually someone behind in what happened in the party, and the Pope is acting like a dog of hers, licking her leg and all. She asks about the nobles and all. The Pope informs her about everything and also about Langdon and that he is now cooperating with the Empress. And the one he is talking to is Lilia's sister. And she is surprised that her little sister actually managed to get that dragon under her. But Langdon is too dangerous for them, so she orders the Pope to bring Langdon to her. Pope gets ready to do as she ordered. Next day, people are shocked to hear that Langdon actually killed so many nobles in the last night party. Some are happy that he killed those nobles because they made their life miserable. Some are calling Langdon hero. And some are mad and sad because now they won't get the new episode of their drama. Sue is also there and she is also surprised by this news. Then a guy enters in the crowd with some kind of incense. Sue gets confused after smelling this strange smell. Just in a minute, the smell spread everywhere. A beautiful lady notices something is different with the guy standing next to her. He turns into some kind of a monster, hungry for lust. He starts to tear her clothes. All the men starts to become like him. And the guy in the robe never reveal himself. In the Hazlitt Manor, Emily is worried about Langdon because he's been gone for the whole night and hasn't returned. But someone is super relaxed. It seems like she is in the middle of something important. Her hand and her fingers seems to be working super hard here. Then Langdon comes in breaking the door with his hand, and he is in his orc form. He informs Emily that they can leave now. Emily gets shocked to see an orc there and asks if he is really Mr. Langdon. Then she remembers that he is using that illusion magic that he used in the movie to transform into that orc. They come into the street. Langdon informs them about what happened between him and the Empress. Well, he didn't inform them about what he and the Empress did in the Empress chamber. He only told them that he is cooperating with the Empress. And he is disguised like this because the Empress informed others that it was Mr. Langdon who killed those nobles. That is why he is like this. Anyways, Alfrea is super happy to see him like this, and is not letting go of his leg. Then Langdon finds something strange about the street, that there is no one there. Emily also notices that they have been walking for a while and there is no one there. Then someone calls for help, and it looks like it's Mines. Langdon gets ready to go and help that damsel in distress, but it looks more like she is enjoying it, and doesn't need any help. And few of guys have captured her, and are ready to kill her. Langdon beat them up and knocked them out, and saved that damsel in distress. He asks her about what happened there. She gets mad at him for some reason. Turns out, she was using those men to get some of their energy for herself and Langdon disturbed her. However, she was not planning to take them in. You know what I mean. She was just after the aura those men were releasing, not after the sea men. And thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, then do 500 likes for next part. And watch this video here, it's amazing.